Hey guys, it's Doc here. We're going to have to do things a little bit differently today. We're having some issues at the house involving water, so I've had to go do this and do that. And by the way, I made it through orientation for anybody who saw the short this morning. That was pretty interesting, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera here, and we will go over our weekly comic reviews, what I picked up this week. So let's go ahead and start. Talked about yesterday. And that was Thundercats #1. So I already did a somewhat lengthy review on Thundercats, so we'll go ahead and move forward from that. But it is written by Declan Shalvey, and the art is by Drew Moss. And that is a Rob Liefeld cover. So next up, we're going to do Ultimate Black Panther, issue 1. It's seeing spikes just like Ultimate Spider-Man #1 did when it first came out, as far as secondary sales on eBay and things like that. So if you managed to get a copy, check it out. I did a lengthy review on that book as well, and it was a really well-written book. That's by Brian Hill and Stefano Caselli. All right, the first one that I haven't covered as of yet is Conan the Barbarian #7. And that is by Jim Zub and Doug Braithwaite for the art. And I'm really happy about this Conan book. Jim Zub has a really good take on Conan, and he's more than just a one-dimensional character. The art by Braithwaite is a little bit different than what Roberto De La Torre was doing to begin with. I don't know how many of these pages I can actually show you guys, because it gets a little bit R-rated here towards the middle. But, you know, the story with this is Conan is waking up next to his lady friend here, and turns out that she gets infected and goes to attack him. And by the end of the book, let's see if I can show this without showing anything else that doesn't need to be seen. Then he has to attack this lady to protect himself, but it brings back memories of some things that he would rather not think about that he's had to do over the years. So I'm going to go ahead and try to skip to the end if I can, because I know I can show you that page. So we're just going to go ahead and skip all the way to the end. And, Conan has been taken over by Thulsa Doom. So this brings out an interesting thing that, you know, Conan was trying to avenge his fallen friends earlier in the issue, and he bested his two traveling companions that had also been corrupted by Thulsa Doom. But in the end, it was kind of a battle royale to see who was best fit to be controlled by her. And unfortunately, Conan came out on top at the very end. So now we have to wait for issue #8 to see exactly how he gets unpossessed by Thulsa Doom. The art by Braithwaite is really good. Like I said, I just can't show you a lot of that issue because it is definitely not kid-friendly. But the writing is top-notch. The art is top-notch. I believe Roberto De La Torre is going to be coming back as artist with either issue 9 or issue 10. So it'll be back to having a new version of John Buscema, I believe. But it's high recommend pickup. If you like sword and sorcery, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like Game of Thrones, if you like any of that final fantasy and sword play and things like that, then you're gonna like this book. So I definitely recommend Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics. Okay, next up is a reprint. It's issue 82 of The Walking Dead. It's The Walking Dead Deluxe, so it's in color, and it's part 3 of the No Way Out storyline. And so they find themselves in Alexandria, and Rick and company has to make a decision on whether or not they're going to stay in Alexandria because it has been currently overrun by zombies. This has got that great Charlie Adlard artwork on it. Sorry, guys, I'm tongue-tied today. I guess my mind is somewhere else. But it shows all of these different characters. There's old Glenn. We all know and love Glenn. And then we've got Abraham. It's just an eclectic cast of characters that it really, the first 100 issues really just draws you in. It just sucks you in. It's crazy how that series stayed so strong for so long. And then it seemed like, just like the TV show, it lost a lot of readers, just like the TV show lost a lot of viewers after the beginning of season 7. Then after issue 100, with what happened there, it seemed like that book was never quite the same again as far as readership. It crossed a line that a lot of people just weren't willing to. They're like, I don't want to read something that's quite this gory and quite this bloody. But the art really sings with the color. I mean, I understand that the whole shebang about The Walking Dead when it first came out was it was a black and white comic. And Image themselves didn't think that it was going to become the monster hit that it became. But, I mean, it created all sorts of opportunities for Kirkman and his collaborators, and it also caused resentment and a lawsuit between himself and Tony Moore, the artist for the first 6 issues. But he and Charlie Adlard ran with this title from issue 7 all the way through 193. So these come out every 2 weeks. Come here, you. These come out every 2 weeks, and we are not quite halfway through the series, but it's kept my attention just like it did on the original read-throughs. And so far, the next to last book that I got, come here, was The Cull, issue 5. And that's the completion of the miniseries by Kelly Thompson and Mattia de Iulis, I believe, is that how you pronounce that name? I like Kelly Thompson's writing in this, but the artwork is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's almost like it's painted. It's very Alex Ross-like, in my opinion. And it's realistic. You can tell who the individual characters are. You don't have any problem with that. And it's just an amazing read. So it capped off this really short 5-issue mini, but at the end of it, it leaves it open-ended that it could possibly continue. So I just really love this artwork. And I've caught a few bad words today, folks, so I apologize as I have been flipping through and I've caught a little bit of sexual content, and I've also caught a little bit of foul language. So if it offends anybody, I do apologize. But, look, giant robot versus whatever that is right there. So I would definitely recommend this series for anybody who likes really great art, as well as a wonderful story about friendship and taking care of your family and surviving and just being there for the people that have been there for you. Okay. And let's see here. See if I can find the right issue. I picked up Gone, issue 2 from Distillery yesterday with a extremely magenta cover. It's Gone part 2 of 3. In the first part, a character named Abby jumps on board a spaceship to go try to steal some food for her mother, who's pregnant. And at the end of the first issue, spoiler warning, she gets trapped on a spaceship, and it's sent out into the cosmos where she never knows if she's going to make it home again, thus the title Gone. Well, in the second issue, she has successfully learned how to control, a lot of aspects of the ship. She's learned the ins and outs of the ship because her father was a mechanic and worked on ships in the spaceport for years, so he taught her about the mechanics of things. By the way, back in the background, now she got camera shy. That was our kitty cat Pepper. The art in this is really amazing. Jock is a top-notch illustrator anyway, but like I've said about these distillery books before, what I really like about these distillery books is the size of the artwork. I mean, it just pops at you off the pages, because not only the color, but it's a larger size book. It's almost like a magazine-sized format. But she learns a lot about herself. She learns about her father. She learns about the captain of the ship. And it moves the story right on along. Let's see if we can show that page right there. See, it's amazing, and the artwork is gorgeous on these massive pages compared to a regular comic. Just to give you an idea, that's the size differential between the Cull issue 5 and the distillery book Gone issue 2. So I've thoroughly enjoyed Gone, and there's only one issue left. And pun intended, I can honestly say I will be sad when Gone is gone. It presented a really interesting story with a unique background character, and it has a lot of humanity to it. It's got a lot of emotional punch. So I can no more highly recommend Gone by Distillery. So let's see if I can